Pack-a-Punch has been a staple to the COD Zombies franchise since its debut on Durice on World at War. All it did at the time was it added not only more ammo to our mags and reserves, but it increased its overall damage to our weapon's firepower, and on some weapons, it changed the whole identity of said weapon. Pack-a-Punch is not only the most important component on a map, but it also adds a ton of character to it as well. The journey to unlocking Pack-a-Punch is almost as important than even using the machine itself. The journey could either make or break players' overall joy of the map. And in this video, I will be discussing the importance on the journey to unlocking Pack-a-Punch by going through its history of its ups and downs and answering the question, does Black Ops 7 fix the curse of modern maps having the easiest and most plain journeys to unlocking Pack-a-Punch? So let's start in the beginning where the Pack-a-Punch was introduced. The quest was not only simple, but it became an ongoing trend for many maps to come. So unlocking Pack required you to buy doors until you reached the power switch, which now allows the player to use traps and buy perks. But as rounds progress and the enemy's health bar increases, means your gun will simply stay stagnant, which is not a good thing. So the next step to getting Pack is to link the teleporters to the mainframe, which would open the door to our beloved Pack-a-Punch. Sounds a lot easier on paper, but linking the 3 teleporters required you to buy almost every door on the map, which isn't cheap. But also, depending on the type of player you are, you might like to spin the box a couple of times, or you might like to get all your perks. Not you, Quick Revive. But buying perks and hitting the box costs thousands of points. This would start the trend of a strategy called point management. So if you wanted to buy every door with no perks and not hitting the box once, you could do that, but it might be risky to do. Or you could take your time by becoming powerful first, then you can start unlocking the Pack-a-Punch. And I am to believe that this is why Durice is such a classic map. With hard choices such as these are the main reasons myself and many others return to this map constantly, and it is solely because of the journey to unlocking Pack-a-Punch. Other maps that had almost mirrored this formula are Ascension, Drak, Zetsubo no Shima, and Revelations. Now some of those maps don't require you to link 3 teleporters to the mainframe, but the concept on completing 3 tasks or trials are all inspired by Durice's progression system. I'd even go as far to say maps like Kino der Toten and Shangri-La were also inspired by Durice as well. You might be thinking that this concept has been reused too many times now, but to be honest, it's a damn near perfect system. Forcing the player to unlock and explore the entire map while managing their points and how they spend them is a strategy you can manipulate as many times as you want, which could alter your course on your journey to unlocking Pack-a-Punch. Like I said earlier, maybe you want to focus your points on getting your perks, or maybe test your luck on the box. Either way, your main goal at the end of the day is to upgrade your weapons, get your perks, and survive as long as possible. And sometimes a fun and simple journey to unlocking Pack is what you as a player enjoy more than a much more complicated process. But something I like more than a simple journey is one with character. How much effort do I need to put in this quest? How strategic do I need to be? And does this journey do a good job at involving the map itself? Maps that perfectly fit this category are Mob of the Dead, Origins, Dead of the Night, and Shadows of Evil. I don't even think I need to talk about Mob, but for the video's sake, let me explain. Point management is still something to focus on, but it's also how you use your afterlife as well. These not only further your progression towards the Pack-a-Punch, but it also powers on your perk machines too. And with tight corridors this map has, going down and wasting an afterlife can put a speed bump in your path. This to me makes me play more cautiously. It forces me to come up with a plan of attack on how and when I need to complete a certain task. These are all the kind of maps I'd love to play. Coming up and mastering a strategy on how to efficiently and effectively make my way to Pack-a-Punch were and are my favorite types of maps to play. Another example is Origins, where getting your starter pistol packed before round 8 due to the Panzer spawning in is always a rush for me. Again, point management is key to early game map success, and that wouldn't be the case if the game didn't force you to power 6 generators while buying almost every door on the map. But my favorite Pack-a-Punch quest Treyarch has made has to go to Dead of the Night. Every game, the quest is slightly different, with multiple items, perks, and paintings changing every game. This requires tons of map knowledge and again opening every door on the map, but this to me always keeps me on my toes, testing my knowledge on where all these items could be. What I'm about to say applies applies to the prior maps I'd already discussed, but purchasing doors also allows you to craft shields, or the map exclusive item, which this map being the silver bullets. By the time you've completed the 3 tasks, if you had crafted the silver bullets and added them to one of your guns, you can get a part from the werewolf that spawns, further progressing another quest you can complete on this map. So unlocking Pack-a-Punch not only rewards the player with the machine itself, but with a good plan of attack, you can get a good head start to other quests as well. I even love the steps to this quest as well as mobs, because the quests themselves fit in with the map perfectly, making you feel more involved with the map environmentally. Now this goes without saying that there are some plain and even bad journeys towards Pack-a-Punch in the older games. Transit is an obvious one. Die Rise is just incredibly inconvenient, and Call of the Dead is just a little too plain for me. But I think now is a good time to transition over into modern zombies, and this is where making it to Pack-a-Punch has lost its value tenfold. Most of these modern quests consist of one of 3 tasks. One is to find parts that the game actually tells you where they are due to the waypoints on your screen. 2 is to fight a mini boss who could be easily defeated, and 3 are defending generators for a certain amount of time. Besides D-Machine, none of these maps use their environments to their fullest extent, given the lame atmosphere these maps already have. But with the game literally telling you how to unlock Pack-a-Punch, makes having good map knowledge completely useless. There is no more strategy on which way to go from spawn. It seems like what Treyarch tried to do is make it so easy for newcomers that it would intrigue them into doing things that the game doesn't tell you what to do, like side quests or the main quest. Now whenever I play modern zombies, I do tend to complete multiple side quests due to their change in the point system and the addition of weapon rarities. So now we have 2 sources of upgrading our weapons, and without doing any side quests or SAM trials, it will take forever to fully max out your weapon. So completing side quests that could reward you with gears and Pack-a-Punch crystals now lowers the value of the Pack-a-Punch machine, because now it is more important to complete side quests than to complete the journey towards Pack-a-Punch. And what's even worse than that is the fact that most modern maps don't even have a power switch or generators you need to power on, meaning that interacting with the map itself isn't as meaningful as maps like Mob of the Dead. Having to buy every door and build a plane to make it to the Golden Gate Bridge is peak map interaction. The most we get on modern maps are minimal map interactions through side quests and powering generators across the map. That is neither fun or exciting to do. I'm not saying to make every map like Mob of the Dead, but I also mentioned earlier that some maps with a simple journey towards getting Pack-a-Punch can also be effective as well. But modern zombies has oversimplified it, giving the player waypoints on where to go, and even the objectives themselves are way too easy. So now finally, let's talk about the 2 maps that we have on Black Ops 7, and if they had broken the curse on having plain and easy quests towards unlocking Pack-a-Punch. The quick answer, kind of. The longer answer is that what they did on Ashes, turning Pack into a booster for Old Tessie, is actually pretty cool. By not only upgrading your weapons, but also upgrades Old Tessie is probably the best quest we've gotten in modern zombies. But that doesn't mean it's all that good. Sure, the quest has you interact with the map by powering it on through generators, but we've seen that on Firebase Z and Terminus. And like I said on my review on Ashes, I don't know why all the lights are on the areas that require power through the generators. It doesn't make sense. Another problem I have with unlocking Pack-a-Punch is you can either go to the Van Dorn Farm or Blackwater Lake, power one of those generators up, head over to Ashwood, power that generator up, and boom, you got Pack-a-Punch. I personally think it would have been better to be required to power up every generator on the map, so that the generator in Ashwood would have enough juice to run the town. That would force the player to drive around with an unupgraded Tessie and struggle through the fog. That would make getting the booster from the Pack-a-Punch feel a lot more rewarding. But I think with what we got on this map, it's okay. Moving on to Astra Malorum. They do a slightly better job combining the objectives to obtain 2 parts on the map and defend Pack-a-Punch from being spanked to death. I am and always will be a fan of a map that needs power. That gives you more than enough motivation to unlocking Pack-a-Punch and getting your perks. And Astra does a fine job at that. I do like visually how the Pack-a-Punch is being created. It does fit the map very well. Now I do want to mention that Curse Mode doesn't give the player waypoints on the map on where to go and how to unlock Pack-a-Punch. But to unlock the relics on the map, you need to complete the main quest on Standard Mode first, so you will already be in the know on how to get it. So what do I want from this? Realistically, this won't happen, but let's make getting Pack-a-Punch hard to get and fun again. Maybe make one of the maps have a quest as long as Mob of the Deads is. I want to feel like I've earned unlocking the Pack-a-Punch because fundamentally, it is the most important item in zombies, and most likely always will be. And with most, if not every modern map giving us Pack-a-Punch with ease, it doesn't feel earned at all. Alright guys, so what do you guys think about this Pack-a-Punch system? Do you think that Black Ops 7 did a better job in getting Pack-a-Punch? Or do you think fundamentally they haven't improved that much? And also let me know down below if you guys think that the journey to getting Pack-a-Punch is as important as I think it is. And while you're down there, if you guys have not subscribed to this channel yet and you want to help a small YouTube creator out, I would very much appreciate that. If you want to like the video as well, I would appreciate that even more. And if you guys want to spank my bells, I will not stop you. Have a good one, guys. Take care.